Hey everyone, it's Mark Ling here. I'm just letting you guys know that we are getting underway in around about 3 minutes from now. So get yourself a pen and paper ready, get ready to take lots of notes. Really excited about today's webinar and my special guest on this webinar as well. I want to know, can you guys hear me okay? Is my microphone working good? Just type into the Q&A box if you guys can hear me okay. Awesome, awesome. Good, getting lots of yeses. I'm getting around about 2 people per second entering the room at the moment. So we're filling up really, really fast at the moment. It looks like we're going to be at the full capacity of 1,000 people on this webinar. We're going to reach that probably within the next 10 to 15 minutes. We will have reached that full capacity. So make sure that you don't leave the webinar, because you may not be able to get back in with GoToWebinar's limit of 1,000 people on the webinar. All right, guys, so everyone can hear me. That's great. Now, can you guys type into the Q&A box what's the main reason you're here? Like, what was the most exciting? I know there's a few reasons why for this webinar were given in the email, and the emails plural that went out about it. I'm interested to know what was the number one thing that makes you want to be here. All right, most people are saying that it's to do with money, passive income, but those that are typing in stuff that's a little more specific are saying that they like the idea of them being smaller looking websites, which is good. Yeah, most people are saying, obviously, most people are here to learn how to make money, but obviously, you know, there's loads of webinars out there that I've run before which teach you how to make money, but I think what's really, really powerful about this method, I think that's brought so many of you guys on board today, sounds like the number one thing from what I've heard is the fact that these are tiny little under the radar type websites that are you know, it's quite a fascinating strategy here. They're small websites. They're easy to do. When I say easy, I don't mean absolutely simplistic. I mean, we're talking about building a real business here. But you will see that this is a very replicatable strategy that you're going to learn. So it's going to be really, really interesting to see what you guys think about this, and I'm really, really looking forward to it. We're going to get underway in about 90 seconds from now, guys. So get yourself a pen and paper ready. Get yourself a glass of water if you need one, and get ready to take lots of notes. We're going to get underway in around about 1 minute from now. I can see loads of people are entering the room right now. I'm interested to know, what country are you guys, each of you guys, from? I mean, we're closing in fast on the 1,000-person attendee limit. We've got USA, Canada, Australia. Okay, looks like half the people are from the USA. We've got, but a lot of people from other countries: Singapore, Trinidad, Spain, Mexico, France, Hungary, let's see, Canada, Perth, Puerto Rico, Saudi Arabia. Loads of people from the USA here, from all over, from Pennsylvania, Denver, Colorado, and so forth. Got New Zealand, several people in New Zealand. That's great. United Kingdom, Sweden, and Dominican Republic. It never ceases to amaze me, like, just how wide and varied the audience is. Like several from Asia, Singapore, China, Hong Kong, got Spain, they mentioned a few times. Someone's, where's New Zealand? It's next to Australia, near the bottom of Awesome. Awesome. So people from all over the world on this particular webinar. We're getting underway. I'm just going to give it another 30 seconds just because we're getting a furious number of attendees coming through now. So we're gonna hit our limit sometime in the next 10 minutes. The way it's been rapidly rising, we're well over 500 people now already on this webinar, and you know, it's great. It's great. I'm from New Zealand, for someone that was just asking. All right, now straight before I get started, I want to just check with you: is my microphone clear for all of you guys? And then we'll get underway. I have one person saying that it might be a bit weird. Is my microphone good? Yes or no? Just a simple one-word answer, and then that'll. Someone said it. Okay. A lot of people saying no. It's sounding a bit weird. So I'm going to try this. Okay. If I try again, how does that sound? Is that sounding better, guys? So does that sound a lot better? Okay, all right, good. Okay, that's the best I can do there. Good, and I'm getting everyone saying that it's much better. Okay, so yeah, I'm doing my best. All right, guys, we're going to get underway in about 10 seconds from now. So if you haven't got yourself a glass of water or a pen and paper, then now's the time because we're about to get started. Hello everybody, you're listening to Mark Ling, and I'm really excited about today's webinar because it's featuring a special guest who is a good friend of mine who I've been friends with for a number of years. He's one of those online underground internet millionaires who does extremely well with a replicatable strategy, which is really it's really good because it works in a large number of little micro niches. It works very well. You'll see him use this particular strategy on the webinar. He'll show you examples of little 5 to 10 page websites that can generate anywhere from $500 to $2,000 per month, and then you build lots and lots of these types of sites. It's a really good strategy. I last saw him maybe a couple of months ago when I was in Las Vegas at another event. We had dinner together and we were discussing strategies and so forth. I'm always learning new things from this guy, and if I'm learning stuff from him, then I know that you guys are going to be information that you can use to put money in your pocket right away. So without further ado, I want to introduce you guys to Adam Short. Welcome along, Adam.
Thanks so much for having me, Mark. It's great to be here.
It's great to have you here. And I just want to quickly check, can everybody hear Adam's voice okay? Cool. Everyone's saying yes. Great. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, I'll let you carry on. I'm just going to fix up my microphone. I've got a couple of people saying that I need to sort that out again, so I'll give that a go. Adam, I'll let you take it from here and just let people know all about, or maybe a little bit about your background first, and then obviously we all want to hear your passive profits formula.
Sounds good. I'll dive right in then. Thanks again, Mark, and welcome everyone to the webinar. It's great to have you, and it's my pleasure to be here. The title of this presentation is Passive Profits Formula. That's the name of the system that I've been using for the last few years to make a lot of money online, as Mark mentioned, and you can use it to do the exact same thing. And on this call, I'm going to break it down for you step by step. I'm going to show you exactly how it works and show you how you can rinse and repeat the formula as many times as you want to reach whatever income goal that you have. So there's a lot to cover, and I want to make sure that I get through everything so that by the end of this call you can take this information and start putting it into action and seeing results with it soon. So with that said, I'll go ahead and dive into the call. And I will talk a little bit more about myself and my background in a sec. There's just a few points I want to cover, and then we'll get to that. So long story short, in a nutshell, what this webinar is all about is I'll be sharing my exact blueprint for building highly profitable marketing funnels quickly and easily that each earn between $500 to $1,000 per month and more. And the system can be used to sell affiliate products only, it can be used to sell your own products, or it can be used in combination. And I'll talk about those different options as we go. Now, these are really special websites. I call them special websites because for a few reasons. First off, if you do it the way that I'm going to be showing you and you use the tools that I'm going to be giving you, these sites literally take less than a day to set up. If you sit down and you put your mind to it, you can actually get a site up within a day. It's literally that fast. These sites are also very high quality sites, so they provide real value. These aren't spam sites that are detracting value from the internet or that people are, having a bad experience with. Quite the opposite. These are sites where you're actually providing a much needed service, and I'll talk about that more in just a bit. But for that reason, and because these sites are high value, this makes it what you could call an evergreen business model. So when you build a site that is built on a solid foundation and it is actually providing good value, that site tends to last for a very long time. So it'll make you money today, it'll make you money tomorrow, and well into the future, for literally years. And I'm going to share examples of several of my sites, as Mark mentioned on this call. I'm actually going to share the first site I ever built using this formula, and that was around about 6 years ago. And that site makes money every single day. And last but not least, these sites pull in profits for you on complete autopilot. And you've probably heard that phrase tossed around a lot. I mean, what that really means is that these sites will generate passive profits for you. And there's a big difference between that kind of income stream and the kind of income stream that you constantly have to work for, and the more energy you put in, the more you get out. There's nothing wrong with that, but there's also a lot to be said for putting energy into something, setting it up, and then sitting back and just letting it pay you over and over again. That's the kind of model that I really like and that I've been able to enjoy for the last few years. And that kind of model really frees you up. It frees up your time. And I mean, that's really the biggest thing. When you can be making the kind of money you want to make and you have lots and lots of free time to do whatever it is you want to do, that's really, I think, for a lot of us, the dream and the goal. So that's what this has enabled me to do, and many of the people who I've taught it to over the last few years. So just imagine for a quick moment, if you had a website or even several websites that earned you $1,000 or say even $10,000 per month, and you only had to work say 1 to 2 hours per day from home, and some days not at all, and there was no cap on your income potential because you could build as many of these sites as you wanted. So I want you to just think about that, because that really is attainable. It really is. And if you're not already, start thinking about what that would be like, because with this system, if you focus on it, you absolutely can get there. So with that said, I just want to tell you a little bit more about myself and my background and how I got into internet marketing and how I developed the system. Some of this stuff is pretty important just to give some background on what the system is, and just also because I just want you to know who you're listening to. I think that's only fair since I'm sitting here teaching internet marketing. So, but to give you just a few of the highlights, I won't spend too much time here. I've been a full-time online marketer since about 2005, and my whole internet marketing adventure sort of started a few years before that when I graduated from college, and a friend of mine hooked me up. I didn't know what I wanted to do, but just by dumb luck, a friend of mine hooked me up with a job at a company called Overture, which you may or may not have heard of. Overture is history now, but they were big for a while because they were really pioneers in the pay-per-click space. They really pioneered the concept of pay-per-click. and Google actually came along and copied Overture's business model basically and made it better, and that turned into Google AdWords. But so while I was there, Overture was actually bought out by Yahoo, and that became Yahoo's ad platform. So Overture was a key player for a while. And back then, I was really fortunate because it was really easy back then to set up pay-per-click campaigns and just send very cheap traffic straight from pay-per-click campaigns to affiliate offers. You didn't need a website. All you needed was a ClickBank account. So there was a group of people in Overture who were doing this, and I just happened to meet them, again, by luck, and saw what they were doing, and we all started doing it and making really good money on the side. And again, pay-per-click prices were super cheap. There were very few rules, so it was really easy to make money. And so I did that, and after about a year, left Overture and was able to support myself with the income coming in from that. Now, again, I won't spend too much time on this, but just to give you the full story, a few months after I left Overture, the pay-per-click rules changed, and this is actually an important point. The pay-per-click rules changed, and that more or less wiped out the income that I was making from what I'd done there at Overture. And that was a huge, huge wake-up call because for starters, I had tasted success online, and once you taste success online, and maybe you've experienced this yourself, once you start making money, it's really hard to go back. It's hard to go back to and do things that don't propel you forward in your own business. So I found myself sort of stuck. I didn't really have the skills to make good money online because I hadn't really developed a skill set, but I was extremely resistant to going back to the corporate 9-to-5 grind. So it was a tough time, but it was a huge, huge pivot point for me because it taught me that it's really, really important when you're setting up your online business that you set it up on solid fundamentals. And it's really easy to do when you know what those fundamentals are. And when you do that, then your business is positioned to grow, and it's positioned to weather the storms of the internet because things are always changing. So that's when the system that I'm going to be sharing with you sort of came into my life, and I really latched onto it because I saw that it really was rock solid. So I've been doing this again for about 6 years, and the system works better today than it actually did 6 years ago, and it's because it is more or less impervious to these changes that occur online, and that's because it's built on the solid internet marketing fundamentals. So fast forward to today, and I run a 7-figure per year business that generates millions of dollars per year doing niche marketing, and using this particular system, I've built over 300 profitable niche sites. So now I did it, by the way, without a lot of the tools that are available to you today that make the whole process a lot faster. So when you combine those tools with what I'm going to be showing you on this call, you really have a leg up. You're further along than I was when I started, way further along, because you'll have a roadmap, you'll have the tools, and all you need to do is take action with it. But this call's not really about me, so let's move forward because the system's really about you. And I just want to share with you what a few of my students have accomplished with this. And I'll just spend a few minutes on this. There are literally thousands of people all over the world making money doing this right now, many of whom I've taught the system to myself. But I just want to share 3 very different people from very different backgrounds who actually took the system and ran with it and are seeing great results with it. So the first thing is, with this, you want to set an income goal, and that's the first step. And once you have that clearly in mind, it's just a matter of taking action and rinsing and repeating the formula. So Mac's income goal was $100 a day. So he's currently actually making 4 figures per month building small niche sites. He's currently in his 60s, didn't have any prior internet experience when him and I met a few years ago. And when he hit that $100 a day, that was his goal. And that's when, like he says in his quote, "I'm just overjoyed." And then he says the other thing about it is, if one will do it, why not 10? Why not 100? Why not 1,000? So you can just focus on one niche. You can focus on one website, one market, and build that up to huge heights, or you can build smaller sites and replicate the formula over and over like Mac did. And I'll talk about both routes as we go. So Bob's success is a little bit different. He's making $1,000 per month, but what was cool about it is that he turned his passion, which is health, into a profitable online business. And he's now the About.com's juicing expert. And that's something that is something that I would encourage you to think about too when you go and you decide to build your first niche site, that you pick something that you're interested in. You don't have to do that. I mean, I'm involved in hundreds of different niches, and most of them I don't really know that much about. But the ones that I do know something about, I tend to profit in a bit more, and it's more fun to work on those sites, so it doesn't feel like work. And there's a lot to be said for that, especially when you're first getting your business off the ground. If you can make it fun at the same time, it makes a difference. And then there's Stephen Kadlik. Now Stephen, he's someone who focused on one site. He's currently making $8,000 plus with just one website, which he followed using the system. He's 27 years old. And so that's possible too. You can focus on one site and build it up. So like a lot of people, he wasn't sure what he was doing exactly or where he was going when he came across the system, but once he did, he was able to he found something that he was able to pursue and see great results with. So the whole point of this, really, I could go on and on with these success stories, but we need to get into the content. And the point is you can do it too. And the good news is there's no technical experience required. There are literally only 3 steps to creating one of these websites, and it's inexpensive. You literally only need to spend money on a domain name, which is $10 per year. So all those things make it very nice as well. There's very few businesses out there like that. And like I said, I'll be sharing one of my own real money-making websites, actually several of my own real money-making sites during this call, so that you can see how this works in the real world and model my success. So I'm going to be pulling back the curtain there and not keeping anything hidden. I'm going to show you exactly how these sites work and how you can replicate them. Now, earlier on the call, I mentioned something called a marketing funnel. That's just a fancy name for creating a website that converts, that makes money, basically. We'll get more specific than that in just a minute, but pay close attention to this phrase. It's something that you don't want to forget, because this is one of those internet marketing fundamentals. And that is the concept of not just creating a website, but creating a marketing funnel. This is really the top #1 method for making lots of money online. And it's the only method I've ever come across. I've been doing this for a long time and talked to a lot of experts and I'm friends with a lot of experts. And many of them, I know would agree that it works every single time. It continues to work even as the internet evolves and changes. It provides the opportunity to make an unlimited amount of money. And it really puts all the power in your hands. This is also how a lot of the internet marketing quote gurus and coaches out there, that many of whom you're probably following on their newsletters and seeing them on Facebook, this is how they're running their businesses. Not only their internet marketing training businesses, but other niche markets that they're in as well, for the most part. So pay close attention here because this part's important. The good news, though, is that creating a marketing funnel is really simple. And like I said, there's really only 3 steps to doing it. And that is, #1, choosing a niche, choosing the right niche, setting up an effective squeeze page with automated email follow-up, and then driving traffic to that squeeze page. Now, this might be, it might sound like the same stuff that you've heard before, maybe in some other places, but I'm going to venture out on a limb and say that you probably haven't seen it presented quite this way before. So what I'm about to show you is an incredibly simple yet extremely effective way of doing this. Probably the easiest and fastest way to do it out there for setting up marketing funnels that make money daily and again on complete autopilot. So I just want to show you this diagram. This is just a very simple representation of a marketing funnel. And I just want to start here just so you can get a bird's eye view of what this is all about. And again, this is just internet marketing basics, but then we're going to break this down and get into the how-to, and that's where things start to get really interesting and fun. So you have an opt-in page here, So I'll be showing you how to set up an opt-in page. And then you're going to drive traffic to that opt-in page. So an opt-in page is nothing more than a page where you're collecting names and email addresses. So yes, list building is a cornerstone of this system. It's a cornerstone of any successful online business. So that's something that is just an important thing to know. So drive traffic to your opt-in page, and from there you have really two choices. You're going to be sending out emails, so that's a given, and those emails can either promote affiliate products, or you can build out your own funnel with your own products and send people through that. That's really all this system is, but again, it's not what those things are, it's how they're done. And when you can set one of these puppies up in a day and get it chugging along, it starts to get really exciting. So I'm going to show you actually one of our more recent sites that we set up using this system. It's called Freelance Writing Riches. You can go check it out. This is a great niche. It's been a very successful site for us, and it's something that we built pretty recently using the system in the last 90 days. So I just want to share. I want to share how this site works, and this site really is. It's an exact model of the formula. This is what we've done here. We do every single time in the different markets that we go into. So what you're looking at right here, obviously, is an opt-in page, and this is where people go to give me their name and email address, and when they do, they go into a list and are stored in. Stored as leads in the list. So now what's important beyond this page here is what happens when people actually opt in. When people opt in, they go through a 14-day automated email course. So across nearly all my sites, that's what I'll give away as link bait. Now, this particular page doesn't explicitly state that they're going to be going through an automated 14-day email course. Sometimes on my opt-in pages I'll say that. Sometimes I'll just present it as something more generic like this. It depends on the market, which we'll talk about. But whatever it says, when people opt in, they'll go through usually about a 2-week email course. And in those 2 weeks, the goal is to do two things. One, build a solid relationship with my leads so that they feel that they can see clearly that they're getting great content and experience that. And then number two, to sell, to make the sale, whether it's selling an affiliate product or my own product. And what I found, having done this for a long time, is that this ratio seems to work the best, 60% content and 40% selling. Now at the end of this call, I'm actually going to give you what I call my master email templates. And that'll be at the end of the call. I'm going to give you my master email templates, which are templates that we are done, and they contain all of the key info that your mini course needs to have. And then you can just tweak a few areas slightly for your own niche and plug it right into whatever niche you're going into. So those are going to give you a huge shortcut because those have been tested heavily over the last couple years. So when someone opts in, like I said, they're going to be getting content emails, which are just designed to provide value and educate the person on the topic. But sometimes they'll receive content or selling emails. So this is an example of a selling email, and I won't read it word for word right now. But when someone receives it, this is what it looks like in their inbox. So again, basic internet marketing. There's a link right there that says you can go check out more in this video. They click the link and go to a sales page that looks like that over on the right. These days, so about half my sites are just pure affiliate sites, and then the other half are product-based sites. And this is a product-based site where we actually sell our own ebook called Freelance Writing Riches. Now, we'll talk about product creation, and we'll talk about how to sell your products online more in just a bit. I'll just say right now that usually, 9 times out of 10, I'll use a simple video sales page. And now with that said, a lot of people, when I say that, sometimes think, well, that sounds like, maybe a little intimidating if you've never done video before. If there's time, I'm actually going to show you a massive shortcut to getting really great sales videos created where you don't even really have to be that involved in the process, and it's extremely inexpensive. You can outsource these sales videos pretty inexpensively if you know where to look. So I'll talk about that if there's time. Now, once people order my front-end product, my ebook, they go through an upsell flow. The first upsell is for an audiobook version of the ebook, and this is the sales page for upsell 1. And then upsell 2 is a video version of the ebook. So I just took my ebook and turned it into an audiobook and video book. And then it's also listed the book over on Amazon Kindle. So you can take advantage of the Kindle marketplace as well. So once you have your opt-in page set up and you've set up a funnel, all you really need is traffic. So towards the latter part of the call, I'm going to talk about my 4 favorite traffic sources where I get 99.9% of my traffic from. And I would say about 85% of my traffic is completely free traffic. So you can just, you can tap into just one of these sources. You can tap into all of them. I'm going to give you my traffic blueprints for all of them so you can take advantage of them if you want. These are the same sources that I use to drive literally millions of visitors per year to these sites. So we'll talk about that in just a bit. Now, I breezed through that funnel at Freelance Writing Riches pretty quickly. So now I want to show you actually how to do these things and how to do them really, really quickly, whether you're promoting your own products or affiliate products. So I want to give you the full blueprint now and break this down and show you how it works. So here are the steps to going through and doing this successfully. Again, there's only 3 steps, and those are find a hot market, set up your opt-in page with automated email follow-up, and set up your traffic channels. So if you tune in here, literally by the end of the call, you're going to know how to do this yourself and be able to actually go out and do it really quickly. Now, a quick but important note, my first 26 sites that I ever built doing this took me around 2 years to build. It sounds like a long time, and it was. Now, after 2 years passed, I went from about 26 sites to over 200 sites within 6 months. So why did my first 26 sites take me about 2 years, and then I ended up building several hundred in just a few months? Well, that's a key part of this. So after about 2 years, I was making great money with my sites, but I also started to feel a little burnt out. It was getting pretty tedious, and I saw that if I could build sites faster, I could make more money. So that's when the light bulb finally went off after thinking about it for a long time, that if I had software created that worked perfectly with my way of doing things and my system and automated all these things that I was doing by hand, it would make a world of difference. So I had the software created, and it did make a world of difference because once I had that software in my possession, things really got interesting. Things started to really, really take off. So I'm actually going to give you that software at the end of this call, give you access to it. And so you'll remember at the beginning of the call I said, you can build one of these sites in less than a day. You can, but that you can really only do it with software that automates these steps. So the software I'm going to give you automates market research. It automates the creation of high-converting web pages, both opt-in and sales pages. It automates the creation of sales funnels, and a whole lot more. So we'll talk about that. When you have the training and the software behind you, then you have an arsenal. You have something that if you put into effect, you're going to see results with. And that's why so many people have. So, so now we're going to kind of go into sort of the nitty-gritty educational part of the process. And a lot of this isn't really flashy, but it's important to go through because when you do get the software and you start using it, you're going to see that it's helpful to have this background and to see, how would I do things if I didn't have the software? So having that knowledge and those ideas, it'll just make it. You'll see results faster when you do use the software because you'll have the ideas and the education behind it. So I want to make sure to just take 15 minutes here to go through these 3 steps and show you kind of what the software is doing behind the scenes. When you're clicking the buttons and doing things, here's kind of what's happening. So step 1 is market research. So we're going to go through this process now, and I use personally a very specific system for weeding out poor markets and honing in on good ones. And it's a very automated system where I try not to get too attached to any market. Now, back when I started, if I could give myself advice from back then, I would say go into a market that you're interested in, that you do have an attachment to, and that meets these criteria. So that's something to think about. But now, because we create these sites pretty quickly, it helps to not have an attachment to it. Instead, just to run it through a filter that will just tell you yes or no, this market's good or not. And that way, it makes things go a little bit faster. So here's how this filter works. So again, we're going through the manual way to do things now, but the software automates pretty much all of this stuff. So there's a three-step market research process, or you could say you can look at markets through three different angles. And the first is market motivation. Is the audience willing to spend money? So there's a lot of markets out there where people are really interested in something, interested in the topic, but they're not necessarily willing to spend money on it. And sometimes it's a mystery as to why. It takes digging to find out, but we don't need to do that digging. We just need to know yes or no. Is the market motivation high or low? We want it to be high, meaning people feel like they want to spend money on it because they're just that passionate. Next up is market size. How big is the audience? You don't need to go into the biggest markets in the world with this system. I go into a lot of micro niches. You just need the market to be big enough. So we'll talk about what that means. And then finally, market competition. How hard or expensive is it to get traffic? So you're looking at traffic competition here. There's niches out there where it's really hard to get cheap traffic or free traffic, and there's niches where it's easy. So when you line these three things up and you put specific measurements around them, you'll be in very good shape. You won't really be able to pick a bad market. And that's important because when you choose the right market, everything else works really smoothly. But if you go into the wrong market, things tend not to work out. And that goes for pretty much all internet marketing formulas or systems or processes out there. So if you get this right, you're golden. And if you follow this process, you really can't pick a bad market. And the good news as well is that fortunately for all of us here, there are thousands of markets out there that meet this criteria. So I'm sometimes asked, why I'm teaching this, and in addition to doing it, instead of just hoarding the system to myself. And it's really because it doesn't harm my niche business at all to teach it. So I can do both, and so it's win-win for everybody. So there's lots of markets out there to do this in, and I couldn't possibly tackle all of them myself. So ClickBank.com is where we're going to actually do our market research. This is where I always start, and most of the markets I go into I find on ClickBank, and it's just a matter of knowing how to use ClickBank. Now ClickBank not only gives us plenty of niche topics to consider, but it also helps us accomplish that first step of finding out which markets have high motivation and which don't. So I'm over here at ClickBank now, and we're just going to actually just choose a market together and go through the process. It's pretty simple. If you go to ClickBank, you can just start out by going to the marketplace. There's the link in the upper right. Go into the marketplace. You'll see a page that looks like this. Now, at this stage, you can go really into any category that you want. I'm going to go into home and garden. Now, just to back up a little bit, for those who don't know, ClickBank is an affiliate network. Now, I know a lot of people on this call know that, but just for those who don't, it's an affiliate network, and basically it connects product creators with affiliates. And so affiliates promote products that vendors create, and then ClickBank tracks all the sales and makes all the payouts to the vendors and the affiliates. So they're an affiliate tracking platform partially, but also a payment processor, and they bring those two parties together. So just for those who weren't sure what ClickBank was, the thing is, if you're a product owner, you can go to ClickBank and list your product in the marketplace. And then affiliates can come by and look at your product and see how it's doing and potentially promote it for you through ClickBank and make you money. So that's if you're an affiliate, if you're a product owner. If you're an affiliate, it's a great place to go to find great products to promote. So what I'm doing right now is I'm going to ClickBank with the intention of building an affiliate site. So I was seeing some questions come through, should I build a site with my own products or an affiliate site? Like I said, you can do both, but if this is your first site, I recommend building an affiliate site. Don't worry about product creation at this stage. It's just one less step to worry about, and you can start bringing in profits faster if you just build a simple affiliate site. So that's how we're approaching this now. We're going to go into ClickBank and look for great products to promote as affiliates and that we can make money with without ever having to create our own product. So that's where we'll start. So I'm going to go into home and garden. That's one of my favorite categories that I've had a lot of success with, and I like that category. So you don't have to go there, but I'm going to go to home and garden. And when you go into a category, you'll start to see products listed down the right-hand side. And I'm going to zoom in there on this product, My Shed Plans. So this product jumped out at me for a couple of different reasons. The first reason is gravity. The gravity is high. So you can see that the gravity of this product is 84. So gravity is a number that ClickBank developed that it's sort of an indicator of how well affiliates are doing selling this product. So I won't go into the specific definition of gravity. Even ClickBank makes it somewhat vague in their description, but what you can, an easy way to interpret it is that, and if there's time I can go into it during the Q&A at the end of the call for sure, but I just want to make sure to get through everything. So gravity, if it's an 84 gravity, it basically means that at least 84 different affiliates have made at least one sale of this product in about the last week or so. So now gravity isn't taking into account the fact that some affiliates have made multiple sales and the vendor, him or herself, has made possibly multiple sales. So it's really a minimum. You can often double or even triple gravity to get a better, more accurate number of how many sales have been made of the product in the last week or so. So it's a minimum, but that's fine. We can work off minimums. It's just a matter of knowing, what's a high gravity and what's low. So gravity of 84 is high. It's very, very good, and I'll give you a minimum to work with in just a sec. But when you see a gravity that's high like that, that's when you can kind of stop and look a little closer. So that was the first thing. And what I also like about the niche is, to me, it's a little bit weird. It's a little bit offbeat. And maybe that isn't the case for everyone, but for me, shed plans, it's kind of different. It's not common like dog training or it's just something everyday and common that we tend to hear about. So so I like niches that are a little obscure. Those often tend to be winners, obscure, kind of weird niches with high gravity. So let's actually, I'll show you a quick little shortcut here for just finding winning markets in ClickBank quickly using gravity. There's actually a way to just instantly filter for markets with high motivation. If you go back to the marketplace and click on Advanced Search there in the upper right, you'll see a filter, and you can just, it's simple, you can just set the filter to show items with gravity higher than whatever you want to set it to. And so my minimum is 6 because I like, if I'm going to build a niche site, I like it to make me at least $300 a month. Now I have sites that make up to $6,000 a month, but if I'm going to churn out a quick site, at least $300 a month. And what I found is if you go below 6, it tends to get tougher to make that kind of profit. So that's my minimum. That's what I recommend you go with. Show items with gravity higher than 6, so 7 or higher basically. And you click search, and ClickBank will weed out. Most of the marketplace will be weeded out, tens of thousands of products. And you can see we've honed in now on 893. So 893 proven winners to choose from. And by winners, I mean products that are proven to sell, that other affiliates are having success with. And that's really the logic behind this, is if all these, if you see a gravity of 84, all these other affiliates are having success promoting this, the way to think about it is, well, that means it'll be easy for me to have success with it too. Because the numbers are there. It's proven that the product is a high converter for affiliates. So once you have a high market motivation market, now you take your list. So we have 893 potential products to build sites about. That's 893 different sites. You want to look at market size. And that's where your list is going to get quite a bit smaller, because not every market will be big enough. You want to make sure that it's big enough. Now, Google is a fantastic way to quickly measure the size of an online niche. Google's the biggest search engine, And search data, when someone goes to Google and types in a keyword, it starts to tell you how popular different things are, because the more people that are searching for stuff, the more popular they are. So that's why we look at search volume online. And Google's Keyword Planner, which is free, is a great tool for doing that. That's their keyword tool. And so what I like to do is assess the search volume of the top 10 keywords in the niche. So I'll go to Google. You can type in Keyword Planner to get to it quickly and just click on the first result. You will need an AdWords account to use the Google Planner, but it's free to open, so I'd recommend you do that. And then when you get there, type in shed plans or whatever niche it is that you're going into. We're going to take the shed plans example all the way through to the end. And click Get Ideas. And then when you get to the next screen, click on Keyword Ideas and sort your search volume descending. And you'll see data that looks like this. So those are my top 10 keywords, and those are the exact match. That's the exact match search volume for those keywords over the last month or so. And you just want to make sure that when you add all that search volume up, that it's high enough. And so when we add this up, we get 30,600. So at this stage, once you get your number, you can plug it into this market size scale. And I like my markets to fall in the green. So 9,000 or more exact match total searches per month for the top 10 keywords. Our market is 30,000 plus shed plans, so it's jackpot. You can see next is excellent, good. And then that's kind of the cutoff. Then you're getting into really, really small markets when you're getting down to the fair and poor. And that's not always a bad thing. There can be good money in tiny, tiny markets, but we want our best chances of success here, and those tend to be wild cards. So stick with the green. Our market is there in the 30,000 plus category. And then last but not least, so now you'll have a list that's quite a bit smaller. Your 893 list will be whittled down quite a bit. And now this is really the last measure that you need to take, and that's market competition. So this is where your list is going to get pretty small, usually, maybe down below 100 markets. But they're going to be 100 proven money-making markets. So that's the good news. Now, before I show you market competition, I get this question a lot, so I just want to answer it now. You know, people ask if everybody's doing this, or if lots of people are doing this all the time, isn't everybody going to be going into the same markets? And there's multiple reasons why that's not the case. One reason being that ClickBank's marketplace is constantly changing. Products are being kind of moving out of being top performers. There's new products that are moving in. So it's constantly shifting. So a list that you generate today may be different than one that you generate tomorrow. And then, again, you're going to end up with a list of dozens, if not up to 100 markets in the end. So, you know, you're fine as far as competition goes. Don't worry about that at all. So you do want to find the lowest competition markets, though. So now, again, Google provides a great measure of overall competition for a niche. Now, I just want to make this clear that when you're doing this calculation, which I'm going to show you how to do in a sec, that we're not doing this because we necessarily want to get our sites ranked well in Google. In fact, search engine optimization has changed a lot in the last few years, and it's gotten a lot tougher, and it's gotten a lot more, it's not as consistent. There's not as many cut and dried rules to SEO, so it's actually not one of my favorite traffic sources anymore. It used to be. The traffic sources that I'm going to share with you later are other free traffic sources that aren't really search engine related. But you can still benefit from Google traffic, but the point is we're looking at competition in Google simply because Google itself, because it's so huge and has so much power, it's a good, and so many people are using it, it's a good way to measure how competitive a niche is. So we're just using it as a tool to measure competition. And you can use a technique. I still use this, it still works, and it's a technique of what you can call average page rank. So if you've never seen this before, it might seem a little bit, it'll be brand new. And there's a couple different steps. So I'll just show you how it works. And if there's any questions at the end of the call about this, you can just let me know. But as long as you know how to do it, that's the important thing. so that you can arrive at a result. So what you do with this is you go to your keyword list, and you'll see that those are my top 3 keywords. So you just want to highlight your top 3 keywords sorted by search volume, and you'll see mine are storage shed plans, free shed plans, and garden shed plans. And we want to find out now how competitive are these keywords, meaning how hard is it if I wanted to go get ranked for these keywords, how hard would it be? And by looking at the average competition level of the top 3 keywords in your niche, you're getting a good idea of how competitive your niche is overall. So if we go to, I'll show you a quick way to do this. Now, again, the software that you're going to get access to automates all of this stuff. So, but we still want to go through it. So go to SEOquake.com, and that is a free plugin that you can install into Firefox. So install SEOquake takes about 30 seconds. If you want to follow along and do this, you don't have to actually install it, but you can install it and then go back, grab your first keyword. So grab storage shed plans and open up Firefox and go to Google and type the keyword in. And what you'll see is that SEOquake, it's installed into Firefox, and it's going to pull back data for you automatically. And you're going to see a bar appear underneath each result in the free Google search results. They're in the organic results. And so let's just zoom in, because there's really only one number we're interested in right now, and that's PageRank. So you can see the PageRank of the first result is 0, the second is 0, the third is 3, and the fourth is 4, and so on. So PageRank is actually a score that Google itself gives to web pages. It goes from 0 to 10, and the higher the PageRank, the more Google favors the site typically. So sites with higher PageRank are typically harder to outrank than sites with lower PageRank. So by looking at the average PageRank of the top 10 results, you're finding out how hard it would be for you to break into the top 10 if you tried, if you wanted to do that. And that tells you how competitive the market is. So we would take the average. So you add up the PageRank scores for the first 10 results, then divide by 10. So for storage shed plans, when we do that, we get 1.9. I won't go through adding them all up right now, but you can see the numbers there on the screen. And now you want to repeat that process for your next 2 keywords. And when I did that earlier, I got 2.2 for both of those. And now we can take a final average. You add up 1.9, 2.2, and 2.2, and I get 2.1. And that's my competition score. So again, you know, I breezed through that, but you can see it's a simple process, and once you've done it once, you can do it hundreds of times, but even so, the software will do it for you. But that's how it works. And now you can take this and plug it into the competition scale. So PR 0, 1, and 2 markets tend to be very non-competitive markets. When you go out there and you start tapping into these traffic sources that I'm going to show you a little bit later on, it tends to be pretty easy, because if something's non-competitive in Google, it more often than not translates to being non-competitive at YouTube and Facebook and other traffic sources. So those are the kinds of markets that I like to go into, are those very non-competitive markets, 0, 1, and 2. PR3s, that's when it tends to take a bit of a leap. It gets quite a bit more competitive. And then PR4s and 5s, I almost personally never go into those markets. And PR3s very rarely. So make sure, if this is your first time doing this, that yours falls into the green there. Now you can take a step back, and we can take an overall final market scorecard for shed plans. ClickBank gravity is greater than 6. Our search volume's higher than, it's 9,000 or more. The overall average PageRank is less than 3. So when all 3 factors line up, it means that we're in a good market. And that means that you can move forward and pretty swiftly execute the other steps and see results. Now, if you do this and you go into a market that is too competitive, or doesn't have enough search volume, or doesn't have enough buyer motivation, you can see how that would throw things off. But if you take these measurements, you'll be in great shape. So this really is a foolproof, can't-lose method for finding the most profitable niche markets online that are really the easiest to generate profits from. So once you have that first step done, by the way, you can do that whole thing in about 30 seconds with the market research software that you'll have access to. But we just did it the manual way. So now step 2 is, once we know what our market is, we want to set up an opt-in page that is going to appeal to our market audience, that when people come to that page, we want to give away something that our audience sees as being valuable so that they'll give us their name and email. So usually what I'll do is, if I'm going into, say, Freelance Writing Riches, which is the freelance writing market, I'll do a little bit of research at this stage and just find out what my market is interested in. So what is their main pain point and what is their main pleasure point? And I'll usually try to narrow it down to just one pain point, or it can be a pleasure point. And it's honing in on what makes people tick in this market, what they're most lacking. So in Freelance Writing Riches, it's pretty easy. People are just lacking, they're lacking the income. So for that particular market, I offer them a guide to make more money as freelance writers. For shed plans, it's very simple. It's something, well, you'll have to do a little bit of research to find out, but because sometimes it's not what it always seems, but with it's usually pretty obvious. So with shed plans, it's going to be something related to creating a shed plan from scratch. So for building an actual shed, not creating a plan, but building an actual shed. So once you know what that is, you can craft an opt-in page really quickly and an email course. So that's what you want to do in this step, is create your email course, create your opt-in page, and if there's any additional web pages you need to create at this stage, you would create those. Since we're affiliates right now, there really aren't any additional web pages that we need to create. Our opt-in page and then a thank you page for after people opt in is really all we need. So as far as your email course goes, again, this will be a big shortcut for you because at the end of the call I'm going to give you my master templates. You do have to hang out, though, to the end to get those. So writing your 2-week email course won't take long because you'll have those. But other than that, at this stage, it's really a matter of, those master templates are going to be your selling emails. So you'll have 5 of those, and then you'll have 6, you'll need to create 6 or 7 content emails. So this is where a little bit of content creation comes into play, and it's writing these content emails. They can be short, 150 to 200 words each, and you really just want to do a little research on your market and find out what people are interested in and write emails around those things. And it's not rocket science. Don't make that step harder than it needs to be. One of the things that I tend to do is just go to Amazon.com and you can look inside Amazon Books. So if you go to Amazon, you can do a search inside the book. There's a little link on most Amazon pages where you can do that, and just look at the table of contents for the best-selling book in your niche. There's pretty much a book on everything, so there should be a book on the niche that you're going into. And just look at what the table of contents says, and those are pretty much the points of interest for your market. The author has already done the research for you and created a book that's selling, so you can take those as ideas and craft quick little emails about those. And that's going to give your list the content that they're looking for. And that's super, super important, because if you don't provide good content, then your list isn't going to be very responsive when you send them one of the master template selling emails. So this step you can usually get done in a few hours. So there's a little bit of work here with writing these emails. But once it's done, and you don't have to do it again. So make sure to not skip this or rush through it. So this is just a look. I want to show you an example of a selling email and a content email. This is my entire mini course for Freelance Writing Riches is right there. You can see this particular course is 12 days. And I just want to show you, I'm logged in right now to my autoresponder service. For this site, I use Pinpoint. And let's look at a content email. I'll just click View. And this is what it looks like. It's not much longer than this. If I scroll down a little bit. And that's all a content email is. It's picking a point of interest and writing a short little helpful snippet of content on it to send to your list. Something that they're going to find useful. And if you do the Amazon Search Inside the Book feature, you'll find that. And you can see there's no real calls to action. It's just pure content. So you're just giving something away of value. And I tend to send more of those in the beginning of the mini course, and then you can kind of dip into or sort of transition into selling emails like this one, where I won't read it word for word, but it's written differently, much, much differently, because it's written persuasively. There's multiple calls to action, as you can see, that lead back to the sales page, and so on. So one of the tougher things online is writing persuasively to create conversions. And whether you're an affiliate or a vendor, you need to have persuasive writing as part of your online business. You can't really get around it. It's tough, I should say, to get around it in most cases. So, but the good news is you'll have these templates that you can use, and that'll give you a huge shortcut. You won't have to spend a lot of time, developing that skill. So, but it is a skill that I would recommend developing over time, but you'll have those templates, which will help a lot. So here is, this is the sales page for Freelance Writing Riches, and it's just a video-based sales page. Now, I actually had this sales page created for about $150. The page, the actual video itself, and it converts really well. So I didn't record the video, I didn't write the script, and I didn't really do anything else with it. So again, I want to save that information about how to do that for the end if there's questions, but because I want to get through all this. But long story short, you can create a great video, and you don't actually have to create it. That's what, it is possible. So that is if you're a product owner. Now, going back to writing your opt-in page content, once you know what it is that your market's pain point is or their pleasure point, all you really need is a good headline that promises them or offers them what it is that they're looking for. So here, discover how you can be making money as a freelance writer in as little as 72 hours from now or less. So that headline works. I mean, that's really what people are looking for in this market. So now you can see this is a modern looking design. There's not a lot more to it. There's no bullet points. It's a very simple opt-in page, and this is the style that I'm using a lot these days across my niche sites. Now I'm going to be giving you, as part of the software suite, you'll be getting software that actually creates these really nice looking, high converting, modern looking opt-in pages. You're also going to get software that will help you write selling emails from scratch in case you don't want to use the master templates. So I'll talk more about that software in just a bit, but those two shortcuts will help you breeze through step 2. And then step 3 is to drive traffic. So we're almost to the end here. Step 3 is the last step, and it's also, I would say, probably the most fun, because at this stage, if you have a great market and a great opt-in page and a solid email follow-up sequence, then all you need to do is drive as much traffic as you possibly can to your opt-in page, and the more traffic you drive, the more money you'll make. And there's so much traffic out there, and it's really easy to get if you know what you're doing. Now, I just want to tell you something that is important to know. It's what I would say is the truth about traffic, and that's that the key to getting all the traffic you want and more is to just go where the traffic's already flowing and tap into it. So what I want to share with you are some quick and easy free traffic methods that you can implement really quickly to start getting that traffic coming in. And then I'm going to share with you 4 huge traffic sources that you can implement all of them, or you can just implement a few. It's up to you. But let's start with the quick and easy ones. And these are the ones that you can just use right away to just get your traffic off the ground. And those include guest blogging, forums, blog commenting, Twitter, Yahoo Answers, and Craigslist, and solo ad swaps. So I'll just describe what these are. At the end of the call, I'm going to give you really detailed traffic training showing you how to do all these things. And so these are quick, easy, fast, almost obvious ways to get a lot of free traffic. And if you just focus on these, you can often get all the traffic you want. But we'll talk about the bigger traffic sources in just a minute. But I'll just give you a quick overview of what these are. Guest blogging is basically where you submit a piece of content to a blog that's getting a lot of traffic, and when you do that, the blog owner posts it with a link back to your site. That's actually one of my favorite ways to get traffic. It's super, super simple, and if you submit your content to really good blogs, it tends to be really high quality content that will come in for a long period of time because it'll be posted on that high traffic blog for a long time. So that will just involve, you can either write the content yourself or you can outsource it and then submit it to the guest blog. Forums are a great way to get traffic. You find a forum in your niche and you can either hire someone, say on Fiverr, to post in that forum for you with links back to your site, or you can do it yourself. Blog commenting, this one is where you go to a high traffic blog and you leave comments with a link back to your site. Twitter, there's lots of little ways to get traffic with Twitter. I'll save that for the end if there's questions. Yahoo Answers, this is where this is also a great traffic tool. This and guest blogging and solo ad swaps are my three favorites as far as these techniques go. These are all free traffic methods, by the way. So Yahoo Answers is where you can go to Yahoo and type in your niche keyword, and you'll find people asking questions about it, and there are so many poor answers out there that people are posting. If you post, a decent answer, often you'll be voted as the best answer, and the best answer gets tagged to the top of that page. And the cool thing is that Google loves Yahoo Answers. So Google will often rank the Yahoo Answer page where you're tagged to the top really highly. So people going to Google will find you and come back to your site. So that's a cool way to not have to get your site ranked in Google. You're actually using Yahoo Answers to get traffic from Google. And then next up is Craigslist. Craigslist has a forum feature that you go into, and you can go into Craigslist and post in the Craigslist forum and get traffic pretty easily that way. And then finally, solo ad swaps, and that's where solo ad swaps are basically JV deals. And this is where once you have a site up and you have, and this is more if you have a product, but it doesn't have to be. This is where you'll approach someone in your niche who also has a list, and you offer to promote their product in exchange for them promoting your product. And that can be sometimes the fastest and most lucrative way to get traffic, but it does take you having a list first. So implementing these first is a good idea. Once you have a nice solid list of 1,000 to 5,000 people, you can start approaching partners in your niche and doing ad swaps. So these are all cool ways to get traffic. The ones that I use the most are these. So ClickBank, Google, Facebook, and YouTube. So I'm going to talk about each of these traffic sources. And really, there's not a lot of secrets or loopholes when it comes to getting traffic. A lot of those things are pretty much gone. There used to be a lot of black hat ways to get traffic, but a lot of those holes have just been plugged. And nowadays, it's just about knowing how these different platforms work. And so for each of these traffic sources, I have a little cheat sheet. I'm going to actually give those to you as well. I call them my traffic blueprints. And when I want to go tap into my Facebook traffic, I pull out my cheat sheet and just go through it and implement it. It's really straightforward like that. There's not really any tricks. So I'll just show you some examples of how I've used these traffic sources to get lots of traffic back to some of my niche sites. So let's start with Facebook, which is, in addition to solo ad swaps and guest blog posts, pretty much my favorite source of traffic these days. So when I go into a niche, let's say freelance writing, I'll start a Facebook fan page. And the great thing about Facebook right now is that you can get literally penny clicks. And it reminds me of my time back at Overture when I was getting penny clicks. And I could send those penny clicks pretty much wherever I wanted. This is really kind of the gold rush of Facebook. So it's important to tap into this now because it won't be like this forever. Bid prices will go up. They always do on ad platforms like this, especially if they're popular like Facebook. But for the next year or two, you can make a lot of money and generate a lot of traffic with Facebook very inexpensively. So if you start a Facebook fan page and you set up your Facebook campaign the right way, which I'm going to show you how to do with a more advanced training that I'm going to give you at the end of the call, then because of that, you can start building up fan pages. And when you do that, and you build up your fan pages, you can see this page has about 70,000 fans. And I've been able to build over 25,000, a list of over 25,000 from Facebook through Facebook advertising, just for this niche, and that's just from Facebook. So here you can see there's different ways to do it once you have your fan page set up and your fans engaged with you. So 72 hours to immediate income. This is a little plugin you can put on your fan page that pulls your opt-in page in, so people don't even have to leave Facebook to get onto your list. Over here, putting a link obviously in your About section is key. It takes about 2 seconds. And then what happens is once you start adding on additional traffic sources, you can start integrating them. And that's where you can really start making things interesting. So, for instance, we also have a YouTube channel for Freelance Writing Riches, and where we upload YouTube videos. And you can integrate those with your Facebook page like this through a simple Facebook plugin that pulls the videos back. And the cool thing about this technique, even though it's really straightforward, is this. Getting traffic from YouTube, you can get a lot of it. It's not expensive. You don't have to pay for it. It's free. And you don't have to create any of the videos yourself. Talk about that in a sec. But when you get a video up on YouTube, the catch is that in order to get traffic from it, you need your video to rank well in YouTube so that when people type in keywords about it, they find your video. But how do you do that? Well, one of the key ways is to get views. So how do you get video views if you're not getting any traffic? Well, Facebook gives you an avenue for that. If you start getting your fans built up on your Facebook page and pull your YouTube videos in like this, your fans will start watching them. And slowly but surely, it's actually not slowly at all, your videos will start working their way up YouTube. And then when they do, people start finding you directly through YouTube, and you can see where all this is leading. You get a lot of traffic from YouTube as well. So it's a little shortcut, simple technique, very straightforward, that has a huge impact on your results. So I'll show you, here's another site. This was actually the very first site that I ever built with this formula over 6 years ago, or about 6 years ago. And it's on Beta Fish Care. Now I've upgraded the opt-in page so that it's more modern looking, but the site follows the exact same formula. And I found that for this particular site, YouTube is pretty much the best traffic you can get. So really built up the YouTube channel for this one. And you can see views in the 20,000s for these different Beta Fish videos. And all these are little 5-minute YouTube or little 5-minute PowerPoint presentations on Beta Fish that I probably paid $25 to $40 each for on Fiverr. And so you can outsource these on Fiverr, get them created, and get them on YouTube. And it's just a matter of once you have your videos ranked well and you have traffic hitting your YouTube pages, just making sure that your links are embedded in the right places. So putting my link here on my About section, putting it at the end of the video, saying, go check out betatips.com for more info. That's all there is to it. So you can see there's not a lot of flash here. It's just common. It's almost common sense, knowing where to put your calls to action once you have that traffic. Now, ClickBank, you can also get a ton of traffic from ClickBank if you're a product owner. So this kind of happens by default. If you're a product owner and you follow this formula, all you really need to do is get your product listed in the ClickBank marketplace. That's just a matter of submitting your product to ClickBank. They'll list it in the marketplace. And the more sales you get, the higher you'll move up the marketplace. And when that happens, more and more affiliates will see you. And affiliates want to promote products that are ranked well in ClickBank, because they know those are the best sellers, and so affiliates will start promoting you, and they'll start making sales that way, pretty much without having to do anything, any extra work. So now I do want to show everyone, I said earlier that these marketing funnel style sites, they aren't optimal for dominating Google, but there is a way to dominate Google these days directly and get lots of free traffic from Google. And if everyone's interested, I can show you how to do that. It's an extra sort of technique, but I don't want to spend a lot of time on it. If you'd like me to move on and talk more about the software so you can get access to that. Okay, it'll only take about 3 minutes, but it could result in a huge amount of extra traffic for you. So I think that sounds good. Let's talk about it. So you can see here that this is an opt-in page for my Betafish niche, betatips.com. Now, if you want to, these sites though, these marketing funnels, they're really not optimized for Google. They're typically not going to do well in Google. In order to do well in Google these days, really well, you need an authority site. So how do you build an authority site? How do you create one? Well, this is an authority site. So if I decide, and I don't do this in every niche and don't recommend you do either, but if you decide that you do want to tackle Google traffic, you want to build a separate site and build it just for Google and get ranked well and then start getting traffic flowing to that site. And I want to show you a big shortcut for doing that. Now, if you do this, it will be well worth your while, but you have to see it through to the end. You can't really stop halfway and expect to see good results, but if you see it through to the end and do it just like I'm going to show you, the results can double, triple your traffic. That's how much traffic there is at Google. So here we're at the site that I created. Now I built this using a custom piece of software that I had created that I call Authority Site Builder that you're also going to get access to. And what it does is it creates sites that Google really, really loves these days. Without doing a whole full tutorial on Google, because there's just not time on this call, I'll just tell you about the keys that I've discovered and come to learn that Google really wants these days. And what they're really looking for, long story short, is a site that provides a lot of value to the person who's visiting the site. And Google's actually smart enough now to measure that. So they measure it through things like how long people are staying on your site, how many links they're clicking, and what your bounce rate is. Because if people come to your site and leave quickly, that tells Google that your site really isn't providing a lot of value. So the reason Google's doing that is because Google wants to please the people who are using Google. If someone comes to Google and types in a keyword and goes and finds a site and they don't find what they're looking for and they have to go back to Google and do another search, that means Google didn't do as good a job as they could have. And so that hurts Google. So when you provide really, really good content on your site, you're helping Google because you're helping the customer. It all ties together. So now how do you do that? It's all about creating a site that's really sticky and engaging and gets people to click around and get engaged. And you do that through providing good content and providing an overall just solid resource that people enjoy using. So what Authority Site Builder does is it creates a site that's interlinked properly, that has things like image sliders and forums and video galleries and things like that that keep people engaged and also provide great content. And you're still able to funnel people into your funnel, as you can see right there on the right. Even though we don't have a big opt-in page in the middle of the screen, it's on the side, you're still going to be able to capture a lot of traffic. So I won't go through everything now with Authority Site Builder, but it'll allow you again to launch image galleries, article galleries, video galleries, forums, and all those things when you tie them together will create a site that's very, very sticky and you'll be able to do very, very well in your niche. This particular site, if I go back to the site here, it's getting, last time I checked, it had close to 200 top 20 rankings in Google, so 166 top 20 rankings in Google, and it's getting, probably about 20,000 visitors per month just from Google. So not bad at all. So without making everything going too far, with that, let's just tie it all back to this because this is really what it's all about. And you don't need an authority site, but you do need a marketing funnel. And this is what a marketing funnel is. It all ties back to this simple system where you have an opt-in page, you drive traffic to that, and you send people emails that build your relationship with them and also enable you to promote products, affiliate products and or your own products. And, of course, having tools that enable you to put all of this together very quickly, whether you want to be an affiliate or a product owner. So with that said, I want to tell you about a system that I've created called Niche Profit Classroom that contains 4 massive shortcuts that are going to enable you to launch your business incredibly quickly, to start doing this and to start seeing results really, really fast. So let's get into those now, and I'll talk about each of these shortcuts and how you can start using them pretty much as soon as this call ends to launch your first website and start seeing profits very quickly. So shortcut number 1 is video training. So this is a video training course that you'll find in Niche Profit Classroom. That's 11 modules covering the complete money-making formula that we talked about on this call from A to Z. So obviously we're on a webinar here and all the key information has been covered, but what's different about the video course is that on the call I actually build 4 different money-making websites from scratch and take them all the way to profitability, and I record the whole thing step by step for all 4 sites. So you get to see the market selection, you get to see product creation for 2 of the sites, the other 2 are affiliate based. You get to see the creation of the email course, the opt-in page creation, sales letter creation, upsell flow creation, the website launch itself, and actually going out and generating traffic with real traffic campaigns. So when you can see these things being done, you can pretty easily replicate them. So, and also there's also a Kindle's Profit module. So now that's one thing to mention as well. The Kindle Profits module alone, you could just use if you don't even want to build a website and you just want to build a product. You can follow the Kindle Profits module to just make money on Kindle without a website. So that will show you how to create the product, get it listed on Kindle, and get it ranked at the top of the marketplace in Amazon. But ideally, you want to do all of these things. Now, the training isn't video after video where you have to complete dozens of tedious, monotonous tasks. Instead, the training shows you how to use the software suite inside NPC to launch your websites ultra fast. So you're going to get a great education from the videos, but ultimately it's about action, and it's about doing things really, really quickly and easily, and that's what the software is going to enable you to do. So you'll have the knowledge, but then you'll also have the tools to just kick butt. Plus, like I said, I actually build real websites right in front of your eyes using the software, so you can just follow along and do what I do, and you'll have your first NPC site launched literally with a few clicks of the mouse. So let's talk now about the software suite. I personally invested close to $200,000 in these different software tools, and have continually upgraded them over the last few years. So they're really powerful and really, really simple to use, and they're going to automate essentially about 99% of the grunt work that pretty much everyone else out there is having to do. And also, you know, the complexity that goes with having to use different tools and get them all to work together, different third-party tools, that can be tough. But all these tools are built on the same platform and are meant to work together, and they're all the tools you need, so it's a really, really smooth process. So I'll go through each of these briefly. The Hot Market Finder tool, this will cover step 1. This will basically, you can type in a keyword and it will go to ClickBank. It will find markets with high motivation. It will then go to Google and find markets that have a high enough search volume. Then it will calculate competition. So literally, you can fire this off and within a few minutes be sitting on 15 hot markets that are completely untapped. That's how powerful it is. Once you find your market, you do a little bit of research to find the pain point, you'll want to create your opt-in page. And that's where you can fire off the opt-in page creator, which has 6 different opt-in page layouts, multiple high-quality templates that you can use for pretty much any niche out there. You can have your opt-in page up within about 5 minutes. Now the email campaign creator, you're going to have my master templates, which you can just tweak quickly. It might take you about 20 minutes to get those tweaked. But if you want to write your own selling emails from scratch, the email campaign creator will help you do that, because there's a lot more master templates built into this across a variety of niches, and you can basically go in and select the niche that you want to work on or that you're going into. It will load the templates in, and it will walk you through the customization. So it'll highlight the sections you need to customize. You type in the information specific for your website, and you're done. Your selling emails are good to go. If you're a product creator, then we also have a sales letter creator. So if you're selling an information product online, like an ebook, for example, you can fire this off, and you can have a sales letter created within 25 to 30 minutes based on very, very high quality proven sales copy and high quality templates as well that you can fully customize for your own niche. Next up is the upsell flow creator. So this will create actual full-fledged upsell flows for you. So as an internet marketer, to maximize your profits as a product owner, you don't want to just sell an ebook, but you want to sell an audiobook version of your ebook. You want to sell a video book version. And you want to sell those things as part of the same marketing funnel that people are going through. So the upsell flow creator will create the pages for you with the copy already done for you, and it will enable you to integrate those pages quickly with ClickBank or whatever payment processor that you're using for your checkout. Now, if you want to dominate the search engines, like I said, you can also build incredible authority sites quickly and easily, and you can do that with the Authority Site Builder. So this is a quick screenshot of it. I won't go through and actually use it right now because it's a vast tool and extremely powerful, but it's, to just describe it, it's somewhat like WordPress, but it's really built for an internet marketer to build an authority site specific for Google. So yeah, if you go to betafishcenter.com, you can see just how intricate that site is. And that site was built in about a week using the Authority Site Builder, and so super powerful. There's also the keyword tool, so if you just want to get a quick keyword snapshot of your niche and see what the search volume is and how competitive keywords are in your niche, you can use the keyword tool, which will pull back data from Google and score your keywords, and it will color code them, as you can see, green, yellow, etc. And it's calculating your competition level based on APR, like we talked about earlier, average page rate. Now, like I said, when it comes to creating your content, there's really only a little bit of content you need to create, and those are your content emails, which you're going to be sending out. And there's a tool that will help a lot with speeding that up. That's called the Content Generator. And it's a research tool that will go out to different content sources online, like eZine articles, Wikipedia, Constant Content, and pull back articles in your niche market and consolidate them all in one place so that you can just click them from one interface and quickly use that info to craft a quick little 100 to 200 word article that you'll use as an email in your follow-up sequence. Now, all this software is tied into our site dashboard. So this is really, it's a central interface where you can manage and build your entire niche business. It's really it's a command center where you can save all your projects, launch new pages, edit pages, save keyword lists. Anything that the software enables you to do can be saved here via projects and worked on at any time. Now, moving on to shortcut number 3. Now, I see a question that just came through. Actually, this has come through quite a bit. Do I cover product creation in the training course? And that's really important. I actually want to go back. And these training modules are super in-depth. You're going to be able to get through them within about 2 days. But they're very, very detailed. And they go into each of these topics in a lot of depth. And they show you exactly how they work. Market selection, product creation. So here I'll show you how to get your ebooks, your audiobooks, your video books created super inexpensively and super quickly. There's a lot of little secrets and tricks of the trade that you pick up on having done this for a long time. So I'm going to be able to share those with you and so on. So yes, it does show all of that and more. So let's move forward to shortcut number 3, which is coaching and support. So as part of your package, when you access Niche Profit Classroom, you're also going to be getting ongoing coaching. So all NPC members get to be a part of bi-monthly webinars, And this is where every 2 weeks we'll jump on an in-depth coaching call where I'll talk about personally what's been developing over the last few weeks in the internet marketing world, if there's any changes or updates you need to apply to your sites. You'll learn about them on these calls. And if you have any questions, you can ask questions, and we actually do live Q&A as well. These are not promo webinars. These are closed-door, pure training events just for people who are using the NPC platform. And just a note about this, if you are involved in internet marketing, it's important to know that the internet is always changing. And whether you're part of NPC or part of another program, you need to be part of a program that does keep you up to date on what's happening, because it can be easy to fall behind, and that's part of the problem with buying a one-off course. Is it might work for at the time it's being sold, but sometimes things change so fast that after a month, 2 months, it stops working, and sometimes we're never informed of that. So you don't want to waste your time on things that aren't working. So that's one of the huge benefits here, is that the training is always being updated, literally weekly. The software is being updated literally on a monthly basis. And any changes that are happening in the internet marketing world with Facebook, YouTube, etc., that you need to be aware of, you'll learn about on these webinars so that you can keep your sites up to date. Now, granted, it doesn't take a lot to stay up to date, but it does take being consistent. So it's important that you are at least watch the recordings of those calls if you're not on the live ones. And then next up is the members only forum. So this is where I personally hang out, where a lot of successful NPC students hang out, and we're all able to share ideas, and I'm able to work with you personally and answer questions. And it's a place to share answers as well. Share things, share your experiences and your success as well. Now, shortcut number 4 are what I call ready-made niche sites. So, like I said earlier on the call, when you're armed with the training and you're armed with the software, that's really all you need to build this business as big as you want for yourself. But this is just yet another big shortcut that you can tap into. So every month at NPC, you're going to get 2 very, very high quality, ready-made niche businesses in a box, basically, that you can take and plug into the software and launch really, really quickly. These are sites where all of the market research has already been done for you. The products have all been created, high-quality ebooks, link bait, upsells. The email courses have been written. The sales letters have been written. Any graphics that need to be included are included, market research reports, keyword lists, that you can literally launch incredibly quickly. And you get 2 of those per month. These are markets that, again, they're proven markets, and all that work is done. So you can launch these on a continuous basis and pretty quickly build up a nice portfolio of sites, especially if you're launching the niche packs and also going through the training and launching your own sites as well at the same time. Now, this is just a cool thing I wanted to share. Now, Mark and I have put together a really, really special package for everyone on this call, and I'm going to talk about that in just a sec. You can actually get in at a massive, massive discount tonight. This is just a quick snapshot. This is something cool that we put together about a month ago, and it's just something I wanted to share because I think it's really important that you know that it's not just me having results with this. Literally thousands of people all over the world are having results with NPC, and this is our Hall of Stars gallery. So basically we launched this about a month ago and just sent an email out asking people to share their success stories, and if they had any earnings to share what those are. And if they could send us proof of earnings, we have different tiers of t-shirts. So the green t-shirt is if you've made up to $500 online through NPC per month. If you're making it per month, the blue is if you're making up to 1,000 per month, and the black 1,000 plus. And it was just amazing. We added literally hundreds of people to the gallery within a few days, and continues to grow. So yeah, I mean, the proof of the system is there. And what's cool about it, again, is that Mark and I put an awesome deal together for you guys, and I want to share that with you now because you can get into NPC for a low one-time cost tonight. Now, normally NPC is a recurring billing product, and if you were to stay at NPC for even just a year, it could cost up to $1,600 for just a year. And we have a lot of people who have been with us we started NPC in 2009, so we've had people who have been with us since the beginning, and those fees, as you can imagine, really can add up. So we thought it would be really cool if instead of doing a recurring billing program that we just let everyone get in for life for a low one-time cost and didn't have to incur those recurring fees, so that you could build your business and not have to worry about that. So in addition to the one-time low cost that you're going to be getting access to on this call, we're also throwing in all of our upgrades, which I haven't talked about yet. If you were to go try to join NPC right now, you would basically have the opportunity to purchase some really seriously powerful upgrades. Those include, number one, 17 ready-made niche businesses right out of the gates, which would cost $344. That's not an arbitrary value. That's actually what you would pay right now if you were to go join. 30 link tracks. So these link tracks are great for SEO. So you would pay $97 for these. And what this is it's a set of websites out there where you can get really high quality backlinks incredibly quickly coming back to your sites. And backlinks are what are going to help your authority sites get ranked really well in Google. Backlinking is one of the challenges with SEO, and this pretty much removes that challenge because you can get all of these high quality links really, really quickly without having to do really any work. So that's sort of our secret link source. And then you're also, if you wanted, you could purchase a $47 pack of 30 hot markets. These are my favorite niches of all time, and they include 30 market research reports breaking down the niche and showing you the ins and outs, how it works, and how to tap into it to make great money. So altogether, the cost for this is $488. Now, in addition to throwing in all our upgrades, we're also tonight going to be automatically enrolling anybody who joins NPC into the highest level account, which is known as a pro account at NPC. Now, I'm going to show you something here that's just going to take this whole thing to the next level. So basically, you're going to get access to a platform that will enable you to outsource everything that we've talked about and have other people build your entire niche business for you. So the Pro account is built for outsourcing, and what it includes is the Outsourcing Secrets video course. So that's a video course that shows you how I've come to outsource my entire business and have other people build my business for me. And it also includes employee accounts. So these are 3 sub-accounts within your NPC account. So if you follow the Outsourcing Secrets course, you can have your contractors log in to your own NPC account, go through the training, and use the software to build sites for you. So you don't even have to train them. We'll actually train them for you through the training. And this is how you're going to be able to obviously take things to an even greater level. And then last but not least, it comes with our Niche Profit Collab project management software for keeping all your employees working and on the same page. And this is really important if you're working with contractors from around the world. Having a place to share files and create to-do lists and set deadlines, all that's really important. You'll come to find out when you start outsourcing if you haven't already. And the software will enable you to stay on the same page with all of your contractors and keep sort of the assembly line of new websites moving along that they're building for you. Now, NPC normally costs $97 per month, plus $488 in optional upgrades. So if my math is right, that's $585 in potential fees right off the bat if you were to go join now. And that doesn't include ongoing monthly membership fees. So 3 months at NPC would be $291 plus the $585, 6 months $582, and 12 months over $1,000. So after 1 year, you're looking at over $1,652 in fees. Now, before I reveal the actual price that you're going to be getting backdoor access to tonight, I want to talk about one more massive upgrade that we're throwing in tonight. In addition to the 2 ready-made niche businesses that you're getting every month and the 17 additional ready-made niche businesses that you're getting right off the bat as part of the upgrades that you're getting for free, we're throwing in an additional 42 ready-made niche businesses. This is sort of a secret bonus that I decided to throw in last minute. So this is about a $3,000 value. You're going to get this free tonight, 42 ready-made niche businesses. And these are very, very high-quality niche packs, by the way. These are not crappy PLR content. These are real businesses. And you'll see that once you download them and start working with them. So today, you can get access to lifetime access to Niche Profit Classroom Pro plus all the upgrades for just one payment of $497 and no additional fees ever. So no recurring fees. All of the upgrades thrown in and access to a Pro account for a low one-time payment of $497. So when you break it down, the total value that you're getting tonight, if you were to put a dollar value on it, would be about $4,500. Your special price is $497. Now, I'm looking actually at the attendee list, and we have close to 1,000 people on the call right now. The thing is, though, is this is capped. We're only taking 25 new members at this special price, and that's for a lot of reasons. One of the main ones being that when I'm in the membership, I need to have enough ability to work with our members through the forums, through the webinars, the Q&A, and if there's too many people, it just gets difficult. So I want to make sure that you get the value that you're looking for out of the coaching, so we are capping the membership. So with that said, I just want to pull up a special link to go to that you can go get into NPC. It's nicheprofitclassroom.com/ML, and I'll put that in the chat box as well, so you can go, so you can click it from the chat box. And Mark, if you're there, if there's time, I can go into question and answer.
Absolutely. Like it's incredible what you put together here. And I remember talking to you about 2 years ago when you first started embarking on this, and you were saying you're spending about I can't remember what it was, something like $200,000 on developing this program, and it has taken a long time to develop, but you knew that it was exactly what your students needed at the time. You know, a lot of this the done-for-you software elements and so forth. Like, you know, it's a lot to do. I mean, Adam kind of understates himself. He kind of like goes ahead and tells you all of the stuff that's in there. You know, and you really could be shouting out about this stuff, but he likes to undersell and over-deliver. That's always been Adam's way. And you guys, you know, if you're half on the fence about this, I highly recommend that you just jump in there and get this right now. It's one of the best programs out there on the market, particularly with all the done-for-you elements and the software that comes with it and the support. It's amazing. If you're an Affiliate Jetpack member, then this is very, very highly complementary. In fact, they go very, very well together. They're quite, you see, with the Affiliate Jetpack, you're getting these 1-year autoresponders that go for an entire year. And if you were to build any of these kind of Niche Profit Classroom type sites, if you decide to join it, then basically you're learning a bit about his method of doing product creation as well. Not that that's 100% necessary, as you've seen from what Adam had to say on the webinar. He starts you out doing affiliate marketing as well. But you know, it's one thing to have a 2-week autoresponder, and it's another thing to have a whole year as well. So, you know, it's going to put it on steroids having both products together. That can be amazing for those of you that are members of Affiliate Jetpack as well. Now, I highly recommend that you get in right away on this. Yeah, Adam's flicked over to the next slide. It's 30-day money-back guarantee. So I'm certain that you guys are going to absolutely love it. Yeah, it's time to take Q&A anyway. We want to know what do you guys want to know? Not just about this package, but anything that's been covered during the course of the webinar. It's time to grill Adam for as much knowledge as we can get out of him.
Okay. That sounds good.
First question that I've had from numerous people. Numerous people have asked this. Okay, with all of the niche packs that you give away, well, is that going to create some duplicate content, or is there an issue there with using those niche packs?
No, actually, and there's a couple reasons why that's the case. The first reason would be the niche packs they're done for you, but there's also training for how to customize them. So there's also there's suggestions as well for different ways that you can micro niche the niche pack. So when you take a niche pack, it's not just one market. You're actually getting multiple market ideas in that niche pack. For instance, you could be going into a niche pack on home and garden, and inside that niche pack we'll talk about different sub-niches and different ways that you could go into, how to grow orchids, how to do organic gardening. And you can build a different microsite on these different micro niches. So the niche packs can be branched into different areas, and there's different layers of customization that you can add beyond that too. So we've never had an issue or a complaint or a problem with these niches being saturated before. So
well, yeah, I mean, a lot of them are huge niches as well, with a lot of money being spent. So people don't, you're trying to get people making $500 to $2,000 per month per site. Okay, you're not trying to necessarily make people $1 million a year from one website. So that's the distinction there. If you want to make $1 million a year from one website, then obviously you're going to need to probably create something a lot more extensive than what these sites are. But these sites, the beauty of them is that they can be put together so fast without having to spend much time on the product creation side of things. You've just got to learn to sub-niche them a little bit, and you're targeting a small portion of the market. You're not trying to get, dominate an entire market with any one of these sites. So there's the benefit there. And the other benefit too is that if you ever do decide to create your own product in one of those niches that's separate to the niche packs that you're given, these niche packs are still helpful if you want to have upsells or bonuses or something to include with those products. It gives you a lot of ability there to get things done a bit faster in that sense, and it's really not going to be harmful at all. Okay, so I've got a couple of people saying, is anyone there? Yes, we're there. We just can't answer everyone's questions all at once, sorry. There's just so many flying through, and it's the nature of having like almost 1,000 people on this webinar. Faye's saying, if I'm already a Niche Profit Classroom member, is there any discount or anything like that if I was to join through this now that I've already been paying for it monthly?
That's a good question, Faye. You know what? Send us a email at the help desk, which you should have access to. But if you don't, I'll just give everyone the link now in case you do have any questions after the call. And I'm sure we can work something out for you. So I think we'll probably be getting that question a few times. So I'll send it to everyone. You can just email us at contact@Niche Profit Support. It's there in the chat box, and we'll help you out.
Awesome, thanks for that. Yeah, I mean, I highly recommend that you guys get in before all of the spots are taken up as well. I haven't checked to see how many of the spots have been taken yet, but I thought I'd just bear that in mind. I've had a few people type into the Q&A box saying that they've already jumped in already, so that's awesome.
Yeah, now, John says, I'm looking at spots right now, and we're at 13 spots available, so they're about half gone.
Okay, awesome. Now, John says you have 300 websites. Roughly what percentage of them would be authority sites, like your betafishcenter.com, which he says, I love it, by the way.
Cool, yeah. I don't know the exact count, but it's definitely not the majority. I probably have somewhere in the 20s, 24, 25 authority sites. Because with authority sites, like I was saying, it takes more time. to create than a simple marketing funnel. There's more content creation, and it's a more involved process. It can take a week. Sometimes it can take 3 weeks, depending on the niche. And so it's pretty time intensive. And once you have a lot of sites out there, you can kind of pick and choose which ones you want to build authority sites around. But I usually do that as a second step. I don't build them in tandem together as I'm creating these new marketing funnels. So hope that answers the question.
Cool. Just want to welcome all the new members like Vivian, Marilyn, Mariko, Rod, Hernando, Jean, Marguerite, Susan, and several others who have messaged us through the Q&A box saying that they've just joined.
Awesome.
It's awesome. So, okay, what platform does this software run on?
It's actually that's another good question. It's actually a custom platform. The software itself is all custom software that we literally built from the ground up. So with that said, it's all server-side software, meaning that there's nothing you have to download. You can run it all from inside your NPC account, and it just plugs directly into your whatever host you're using. It's compatible with most hosts out there. I personally use HostGator for most of my sites, so it connects to your domain on your host or multiple domains, and you can FTP, and that's a fancy word for publishing your pages directly from the software to, again, whatever hosting platform you're using. So the good thing is you have complete control over all your sites. You're not hosting your sites or your pages with us. If you can do whatever you want with your pages once they're published. You have complete control over it, so that's a good thing.
Cool. Okay, so I've had a couple of people asking me, how is this different from Affiliate Jetpack? It's very, very different from Affiliate Jetpack, but it's very complementary. Affiliate Jetpack is essentially, the biggest part of Affiliate Jetpack is that you get a 1-year done-for-you automated follow-up sequences plus opt-in bribes to get people to opt in. You know, where we've chosen the niches and the affiliate offers, and that goes for an entire year. Okay, that's really huge about that. So I would say that anybody that's an Affiliate Jetpack member, if you were to join Niche Profit Classroom, then you may have an advantage, because instead of having a done-for-you autoresponder sequence that goes for you know, a few weeks, it'll go for an entire year, because you can slap on the Affiliate Jetpack one as well. So you know, there's that extra bonus on. I think they're very, very complementary. Plus, in terms of taking things to the next level with Niche Profit Classroom, there's a lot of focus on product creation, but there's a lot of it's done for you with some done for you templates that you know you don't get in Affiliate Jetpack. So it's a different thing. I think given that we're both niche marketers and that we both have done very, very well on a lot of different niches, there's crossover between what we teach and what we do. There's probably going to be a 25% crossover, and you'll say, hey, that stuff's kind of similar. But that's because you know, good marketing is good marketing, and what works, you know, works. So we're going to come up with a couple of similar ideas there, but I would say they're about 75% different as well, these programs. Okay, so I had someone saying, can you create local business websites at NPC?
Yeah, you absolutely can. You can really create pretty much any type of website that you want. You can make your websites look, feel, and function however you want. And obviously, we have really detailed training with all my recommendations for how to go about it. And it really, it really is about niche marketing. But you can also do niche marketing in a local market. So if you are in a local market, then yeah, absolutely. The short answer is it should work well as long as it's a good market.
Mo just joined and just asked where he can access the bonuses when he gets in there. And Dale asked where can we find the additional niche packs in the members area. I'm getting a few people actually asking now where are the extra bonuses that have just joined.
Sure. Yeah, I can describe it now on the call, and then hopefully it's clear. But again, if you have any questions, you can always email our help desk, and we'll get back to you within the same day. So, but the short answer is there's different pages in the members area where you can access your upgrades. So when you get into NPC, you'll see, for instance, the niche packs page. It'll be a tab at the top of your site, your membership, and you click that, and you'll see downloads to all your niche packs. You'll also see a link to link tracks. Click that, you'll see all the downloads to the link tracks and so on. So that's for all your upgrades. You're also getting 42 additional niche packs. That's sort of a side bonus that I threw in last minute. And for that, we need to prepare that for you. So we're actually going to be putting that together, and we'll email that to you within 24 hours. So you'll have it tomorrow.
Okay, and Liz says it's she's found it under ePro tab or something. Okay, so I've had a few people asking, how do you facilitate traffic? Like, what do you teach traffic, or what's the strategy? I know that you obviously showed in one of your examples that you had a massive Facebook following for one of your example sites. So I'm guessing, is that one of the methods? Are there other methods that are taught in detail in Niche Profit Classroom?
Yeah. So every method that we touched upon on the call tonight is taught in depth at NPC. So every method individually is taught in depth how to go about executing it, and that includes Facebook, YouTube, ClickBank, Google, and using those 7 simple free traffic methods that we talk about, all that stuff. I go into great detail in the video training on those. But more than that, it's actually put into a definite structure in the training. So I actually explain, this is the first traffic source that I would recommend going into, and that's going to be Facebook. And then once you have X number of likes and you've got X number of opt-ins, branch out into this traffic source and so on. So it's a very specific progression that we go through in the course, and if you follow it, it's pretty hard not to see great results.
Cool. And let's see. I had a couple of people saying that they've tried to purchase but it won't go through. Perhaps you could give out that support email address again, just in case.
Definitely, yeah. And because you're on the call and there are still spots left, you'll definitely get a spot. I'll put it in the support, or it's in the chat box again. It's contact@nicheprofitsupport.com. And you'll also see that in the chat box. Just send us an email, let us know your name, and we'll make sure that you get set up. And just speaking of spots, it looks like, just so everyone knows, in case you are in the process of ordering or you're on the fence, these spots are going to go pretty quick. It looks like we're at 9 spots left.
Cool. Now let's have a look. Dave says, I own my own physical product on Amazon in the pet industry. Will this system work for my Amazon product?
Yes, it can. It can, although it would work probably more. Well, it depends on what the product is. Usually with this system, for the initial product in the sequence that I promote on my sites, it's usually a digital product, like a downloadable product of some kind. But it doesn't have to be. And in almost all my sequences, I do promote physical products as an affiliate. I don't personally sell or store any of my own physical products. But as long as you have an effective marketing funnel set up, which this is going to show you how to do, you can use it to sell pretty much anything. So, so again, the short answer is yes, it will work.
Most people don't realize, but a while back I remember, you've been selling Niche Profit Classroom, it's been a very, very popular membership for a while now, and everybody else has been paying, the ongoing fee of $97 a month, and they haven't been getting these additional bonuses. That wasn't even the pro level. And I remember asking you, hey, is there a possibility for you to do a special where I could just get you on a webinar and you could offer it? I just said, a lot of my subscribers or people that come on my webinars, they don't necessarily like paying a monthly fee. They would rather just find a way that they could get in with the lifetime access. I often get that question whenever there's a monthly program, and I want to thank you for actually offering it, albeit it's just for a limit of 25 people. But it's been, I think that's really amazing. It's quite a difference, really. I mean, some people have obviously been members of yours for a number of years, paying that level of pricing, and then to be able to get lifetime access to the pro level for $497, I think that's outstanding, especially considering all of the done-for-you elements and the stuff that makes it pretty amazing. Now, I've been on some of your webinars before. I believe that the private webinars that you guys do, the traffic training, the the copywriting, stuff to do with outsourcing, any one of those webinars could be worth joining just to get your hands on those webinars alone. So people should probably at least consider that as well. Like, a lot of you guys are getting in because you're getting all these niche packs, which is great, but don't forget that, don't undervalue the training. The training might literally be where you get the most wealth out of. If traffic has been an issue for you and you actually gain one really good traffic strategy that you master out of all of this, then that'll be worth your membership alone, let alone all the rest of it, learning how to convert the sales and getting all of these done for you elements, which are crazily awesome. Is there any questions, by the way? Are there any questions about the content that's been covered on this webinar? Because Adam covered like an amazing amount of great content. There's a lot of good strategies being taught on this webinar. Jerry's just got a question saying he clicked the link and only sees the recurring billing fee but doesn't see the one-time payment option by going to that link. You may need to contact Niche Profit Classroom support. I'm not sure, or either that, or is it maybe it's sold out. I'm not sure yet. Is it sold out, or is it still going, Adam?
I was just looking at that there, Mark. It's still going, although we don't have many spots left. Looks like we're at we're at 5 spots left. Then it looks like we have still close to 500 people on the call. So. Yeah, I would definitely suggest going soon. But yeah, Jerry, if you're having any trouble, just again email us and we'll make sure you're set up.
I had someone saying, hey, I purchased this, but basically they're saying that they can't remember what they purchased and wants you to repeat what's in the offer itself. So they've already bought it, but they want you to repeat it. So I figure you may as well. I don't think it's going to hurt. I think what I'll do is I'll ask you a couple more of the questions, and then I'll get you to go through and just run back through the offer again, just for people that might not remember what was included in it. I've got someone saying, though, first, 2 more questions first. One saying, how many keywords did you pick? He says, I know you add up the first 10 and divide by 10 for the average PR. Do you just pick just 3 keywords with the strategy?
Yeah, exactly. You start by choosing your first 3 keywords, and then you take the average page rank of each of those 3 keywords. So you'll end up with 3 averages. And then you take a final average. So you take your 3 averages, add those up, divide by 3, and then that'll give you your average page rank. So if you were to do that on your own, that's what you would do without the software. But again, the software, it does all that for you. So you don't have to do that.
I had someone asking if you have any income screenshots or anything like that to prove you're making money. I know that you've been on previous webinars of mine where you've shown a heap of income screenshots, but I don't know if you'd have any right on hand or not, but I thought I'd just ask the question seeing as someone asked me that.
I can definitely check my computer and see what I have. I don't share a lot of screenshots these days. I don't
yeah, I know it's like an FTC thing and all of that, but I mean, yeah, I mean, if you don't, you don't. It's not a big deal. A lot of you guys already probably will have heard about him over the years and may have even been on other webinars where he's shown all of that sort of stuff before, but I thought I'd ask the question seeing as someone asked me.
No problem, yeah. I'll keep looking here.
Okay. Now, are you Is the soft? Are you able to just do a sort of a quick run through the offer again, just for people that that have asked? I've had a few people asking, like some people are on the fence. They just want a reminder of what is in the offer, and I've had about 5 or 6 people saying, "Hey, I just bought it, but I just want you to run through and just remind me of everything that's in it."
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so if you were to, I guess, start from the top, there's 4 shortcuts. I call them shortcuts, or 4 main features inside NPC. And the first one is training. So this is an in-depth training course that basically teaches you everything that I've learned over the last 10 or so years doing internet marketing. That includes all the latest strategies that I've been using last year and up through this year to create these sites and to make them as profitable as they can be by tapping into the best traffic sources out there, and also how to do everything very, very inexpensively and quickly. So the training, that's what the training is all about in a nutshell. And there's a lot in that training. I mean, I can't even really start to talk about it because it would turn into a 20-minute talk. But that's the training, and you'll see the quality and the depth of the training when you get in. And like Mark said, I mean, I guarantee you're going to learn things in that training that will change how you do things for sure, and will absolutely improve your results and your profits. And it could completely change everything. So that's the training. In addition to the training, there's software. So as you go through the training, and I'll say, okay, now go ahead and choose your market. And then
do you want to put the slides on the screen that you had when you walked us through it last time, or is that a bit difficult?
Yeah, I can definitely do that. I just wanted to share everyone here, just because there was a question about screenshots. I don't have a lot of like screenshots of ClickBank accounts on hand, etc. But this is a screenshot of my tax return. So I hate talking about personal income sometimes because it just feels kind of weird. But since someone asked, and since we're on a call about how to make money online, I figured I'd show this. So gross profit was 1.3 million. And so we'll get off that screenshot, but and back to the other parts of the presentation. But that hopefully answers that question.
Yeah, Joe just says, lol, lol, lol. Now that's a screenshot! Exclamation mark! Exclamation mark!
Awesome. Yeah, and I apologize. I don't have any additional ones on hand, but I'll be prepared for next time. Haven't had that question in a while, but okay. So let me go through here. We're back on the slides, and so now we're on shortcut number 2, NPC Software Suite. So as you're going through the training, you'll be prompted at different times to go use one of the pieces of software. So when you get to market research, for example, I'll say in the training, okay, now go choose your niche, go open up your market research software, we call it the Hot Market Finder, and use it to pick your niche. And the software makes the whole process of picking your niche really fast. Like if you fired it off now, it would literally show you 10 or 20 of the hottest niches right now within about 15 minutes of using it. So that's how fast it is. And you'll proceed through the training in that format. So when you get to the section on opt-in page creation, instead of having to piece together an opt-in page or go look for training elsewhere on how to create a great opt-in page or go use some other third-party piece of software, you can just go to your site dashboard, fire up the opt-in page creator, and choose one of the proven-to-convert templates with a lot of the copy already done for you and have an opt-in page done in a few minutes. And you just proceed that way through the training. And as you're going through the training, you'll not only learn how to do these things, but you'll be able to do them super, super fast with the software. And so I hope that covers shortcut 1 and 2. Then there's built-in coaching. So coaching is part of NPC because you're probably going to have questions. And it's frustrating, I know, when there's not an outlet to ask those questions. So you're getting a support system that you can always rely on. And that includes direct access to me through bi-monthly webinars where we do, like Mark was talking about, really in-depth quality internet marketing training on stuff that will get you results, stuff that matters. You can also ask questions on that training. You can ask questions in the forum. You can ask questions to our 24/7 help desk. And then last but not least is shortcut number 4, which are ready-made niche businesses. So every month you're going to get 2 fresh ready-made niche businesses delivered to your account. And those businesses are already in great markets, and all the materials are created for you. Super high quality ebooks, sales letters, follow-up sequences, market research reports, graphics. And there's video training that will show you how to load those niche packs into the software, publish them, and have these high-quality packs as real websites up and running really quickly. So that's the core packaged NPC that people normally pay over $1,000 a year for. Now, in addition to all of that, now it sounds like a lot, but when you get in there, you're going to see that it's super streamlined. I mean, it's very simple to get through and use these resources, and you kind of have to see it to experience it. But in addition to all that, you're going to be getting all of the upgrades that people normally have to pay for that kind of take the system to the next level and just make everything easier and faster and more lucrative. So that includes an additional set of 17 ready-made niche businesses that you get immediate access to. I mean, if you take those and you focus, you can have 17 sites up and running within a week to 2 weeks. It depends on your experience level. I mean, that's a lot of sites, and if you think about building those each to $500 to $1,000 per month, you can start to see how quickly, if you stay focused, you can reach your income goals. So there's a lot of power there. And then there's other upgrades including link tracks and hot market research reports to just give you more resources to tap into to see results with. And then finally, you're getting a pro account. So that's another layer of upgrades. You're basically getting everything. And that pro account is designed to help you outsource everything. So if you want to go hire someone to go into NPC inside your account and actually do everything for you, where you don't even want to go through the training or use the software, you want to go just do something else, it'll show you how to hire someone great to come in and use your account, and we'll train them. They can go through the software. They can go through the training, and they can build your sites for you. That's what the pro account will enable you to do through sub-accounts and outsourcing training. And then the extra bonus we're throwing in is 42 additional niche packs on top of the 17 that you're already getting as part of the upgrades and the 2 per month. So you're getting a huge boatload of ready-made, high-quality sites that you can get launched. So if you're short on time and you don't have time right now to go through the whole training course and start using all the software, even though it's super simple to do, if you're super short on time, you can take one of these niche packs and get it online quickly and get a feel for the system, start going through the traffic training, and I'm confident you're going to see great results. But if you don't and you're not happy with it, one thing that's important to know is you're covered by a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you have any issues, if it's not for you, you have a full 30 days to decide. So there's really no risk here. If you have $497 to invest in the program and in your future, I know it's a great investment, but you have 30 days to put it to action and see for yourself and then decide. So hopefully that covers the program overall. And Mark, I'll bring the link back up in case anyone doesn't have that. There we go. So normally, just to put a dollar value on this and how much everyone
is that the right link here?
Go ahead, Mark.
Is that the wrong link? Shouldn't it be /email?
Yes, it should actually. Let me pull that up. There we go. So that's the link on the screen. It's nicheprofitclassroom.com
cool. So I heard someone saying they typed in the wrong link and got the wrong amount showing. So maybe just try typing this one in and see if you get the correct amount showing.
There you go. And it's in the chat box as well in case anyone wants to just click it.
Awesome. Are there any further questions, guys? Let's see. We've got someone, Nancy saying, will support add the bonuses that she can't see right now, like the authority site builder and the additional 42 niches?
Yeah, the only bonus that's not included with the package, I mean, you can access literally everything right now, including the Authority Site Builder, except for the 42 niche pack bonus, and that'll be emailed to you within 24 hours.
Okay, cool. Awesome. And all those templates people have been asking, yes, they're right there in the members area. They should be very, very easy to find. But if you can't, just simply contact Niche Profit Classroom support, and I'm sure they'll get back to you very, very quickly. You know, those ones that Adam demonstrated before. Let's have a look. I'm just scrolling down.
Someone was asking Mark just how fast they can make money with this, and I thought a good way to answer that question would just be to show this slide, which I just looked and realized I had in the presentation. So this is actually, I have more success stories at the end here, and this is Cindy, who joined, and so within 3 weeks, this is a quick snapshot of her stats. So this is 3 weeks of joining. Now, not everybody gets results like this in 3 weeks. It depends on how much action you take with the system. But she built up a decent-sized list of 295 subscribers, which she's able to promote to and make over $1,500 in just those first 3 weeks. And she's gone on to build up a very successful niche business. So this is a long-term strategy, but if you put it into action, it's also going to pay off pretty quickly.
Okay, and I'm really sorry if I don't get to all the questions, by the way. Just with several hundred people and so many hundreds of questions coming through, it's really hard to ask all of them. Sometimes they just fly off my screen so fast, and sometimes I get somebody asking the same question like 30 times. So I try to just ignore those ones, because I encourage people that type in their question once, and I just do my absolute best to get to as many as I possibly can. So I'm sorry if we can't answer all of them. Vic said, were there any tools to help with expired domain name selection with Authority?
Actually, no, there's not. Expired domain selection is not something that I personally do a lot of, and so that's not something that's covered.
No, that's cool. I mean, that's something that can work for some people, and it's not in everybody's strategy though. So if it's not in his strategy, he's not going to have it, obviously. Cool. How many hours would it take roughly to build traffic to our squeeze page and generate $500? Says Gabe.
Well, it's really, it's not possible to put a dollar figure on things, because there's just too many factors at play, and the biggest factor is you, and that's the thing with this system. I mean, in the end, it's the individual taking action with it. But I can't answer the traffic portion of it, and it's really possible to drive almost instant traffic to a squeeze page. I mean, with Facebook traffic, which is extremely cheap, you can set up a campaign in 10 minutes and have traffic coming in. And even some of the free traffic methods, when you implement them, you can see traffic within literally hours. Yahoo Answers and a lot of the other ones that I talked about. So the traffic comes instantly, and if you've done everything else right, the profits will follow.
Dave's asking, I'm not sure what he means. He says, under the niche pack, it says you have 30 days from the date of your original purchase to decide which packs you'll keep or replace. Do you know what that means?
I'm not sure. I'd have to see a screenshot of where he's saying that. But yeah, if you want to send that to the help desk, then that would probably be the quickest way to do that.
Cool.
For us to get back to you on that.
Ra has asked about 100 times free giveaways from the webinar, question mark. I'm not sure what that means. It's a single statement. Do you know what that means, Adam?
I'm just reading the questions myself as well.
I'm not quite sure what that means, sorry. I don't recall promise. You know what? I don't recall promising to give away anything for free, but I can't remember. But what I'll do is I'll say what I'll do is I'll offer PayPal cash just for fun. I'm going to offer $100 in PayPal cash. All right. I'm going to offer it to one person on this particular webinar so far. And what I'll do is I'll offer it to somebody who can tell me. In fact, I'll get Adam to ask a question, and the first person to give the correct answer is going to win it. So, Adam, you ask the question, and I'll do that just for fun.
Okay,
I hope that can keep you guys happy for free giveaways.
Okay, here's a question. What are the 3 key factors that you need to look at when choosing a niche market?
Three, so not just one. Someone entered one, but not. It's 3.
Yeah, there's 3 key factors that
Okay,
we talked about in market
was he
research.
correct? He got in first. He said gravity, competition, and PageRank.
Close, but no, not quite right.
Gabe says find a hot market, opt-in page, and traffic channels.
No, those are the steps to creating a profitable
Liz
site.
says hot market, traffic, competition.
Yes. Well,
Right. Yes.
close. Actually, I see someone who might have gotten it. I'm just going back up.
Okay.
Yeah, Darla, it looks like, hit it on the head.
Darla hit it on the head. Okay, sorry to everybody else. I know loads of you guys have entered now. It's hard to even find them. Darla, can you please type in your PayPal address, and I'll PayPal that through you.
Congrats, Darla.
Now, did you offer to give away some templates on the webinar? I'm not quite sure.
You know, I didn't. I don't recall doing that. There's a lot of free. There's a lot of things that you would normally have to pay for that are packaged into this offer.
Okay.
But yeah, I can't recall any templates. I mean, if they can be more specific, I might be able to pinpoint.
Okay.
Where that's coming.
I mean, I know that Adam says he would give away emails for the first 10 days, someone said. I think he was mentioning that he gives that away to Niche Profit Classroom members. I'm pretty sure that's what he said.
Yeah.
Awesome. Are there any questions, any further questions about the whole overall method that's been taught on this webinar? You know, not just the product itself, but you know, there's been a lot of methods, a lot of free training taught on this webinar. For anyone that's asked how long is a lifetime membership, by the way, lifetime I think it means for as long as Niche Profit Classroom is running, and as far as I know from Adam, that's going to be several years. Given that he first launched it, I don't know how many years ago. It's been going for several years, and that's why it's such a comprehensive program, because it's been built and it's been made better and better and better over the years. And that's a lot better than any fly-by-night type program that has a launch and then it closes down and then it's never to be seen again. You know, it's a program that's been built and made better and better and better throughout the years. And I like those type of programs a lot better than the fly-by-nighters.
Absolutely.
People asked, is this taped? Yes. So I'll put up the webinar. We'll put up the webinar replay, probably mail it out on Saturday. A lot of people saying that this has been outstanding, which is great. Let's have a look. Cool. There's so many people, so many of you guys have typed in that you've joined and so forth, which is cool. What if I host my domain name on another website, on another server? Does that matter? Like, can I host all this myself? Or does it have to be on yours?
Actually, we recommend that you host it yourself. So actually in the training we recommend HostGator, but there's lots of different hosts where you can use the software with and host your site. So you have complete control over your sites. You own the domain, you own all your pages, and you have complete control over them. NPC just enables you to create the pages through the software and get them published to your site. So other than that, you have full control.
Cool. Okay. Do we need Aweber or lead pages or anything along those lines?
Melanie. Yeah, I see that question from Melanie. No, you don't need Aweber. You don't need lead pages. In fact, the NPC software is actually similar to lead pages. It's going to enable you to create those high converting pages, but you will need an email service, an autoresponder provider. Aweber is one of them, but there's lots of others out there, some of which are a lot less expensive, and there's some that are good that are actually free. And so a lot of those are talked about in the members area, so you have options there, and that's in the training.
Cool. All right, so I mean, I think like when it comes to the free ones, they're okay for the short term. While you've got a smaller subscriber base, they're totally fine. But in the long term, you know, you will probably be sending through some other more, you know, another service because your deliverability can be a lot higher from sending more emails. Like you can get good deliverability from those free ones from a small number of emails, but it can be a little bit tricky from a large number of emails when, you know, as that scales up without either using an alternative provider or getting your ducks in a row when it comes to mailing from your own server, which, you know, can be a little tricky.
Yeah.
Now, let's have a look. Sorry, they keep scrolling past me on the screen. So people that are asking me about Affiliate Jetpack and NPC, like how well they go together, as I've mentioned several times before on the webinar, they're actually very complementary. I mean, imagine, for instance, if you were to set up a website, let's say you were to set up one of the product sites through Niche Profit Classroom. Let's say you were to do one in, say, dog training, for instance. Let's say you were to niche that one down and do it all on, say, golden retrievers, for instance. And then imagine that you use the dog training pack from Affiliate Jetpack. You could go ahead and make the autoresponder go for an entire year, you know, or longer than a year. So you've got even further follow-ups. So you're not only earning money from the product you've created through NPC, but all of the affiliate products promoted throughout the one-year autoresponder on the back end. So they complement each other very well. There's about a 20% crossover. There's other niches in NPC that aren't in Affiliate Jetpack and vice versa. There's, like I said, there's about 20% crossover because we're both niche marketers and we've both been doing niche marketing for several years now. So we, you know, there's going to be crossover in some of the niches that we're in and some of the methods that we use. You know, and that's good. I mean, I like to learn from multiple people. I learn from, you know, like copywriting is something that I have been spending a lot of time learning about, for instance. But I don't just learn from, say, Gary Halbert or, say, Chris Haddad or John Benson or whatever. I learn from all of them. I learn from several different people all at once. You know, Eugene Schwartz, several other people. So quite often it can actually be a good thing. It's very complementary without being the same. So, I mean, I hope that answers your guys' questions there. Okay, guys. Someone said, there's been a couple of people have said for some reason they've followed this link and they've gone to a different page. I'm not sure how that could happen. It could possibly have happened, maybe it's a browser thing. Maybe you need to try it through a different browser and they've ended up on a page where they don't get the discount offer of $4.97. So if that's the case, maybe just try it in a different browser to what you're using, but that should work fine. Otherwise, there's always Adam's support desk. Yeah, like I think that now's probably the best time to wrap up this webinar. I didn't even notice the time, so I've really got to head away now. I want to say a big thank you so much, Adam, for being on the webinar. Thanks so much for everything that you've shared and for sticking around so long to answer everyone's questions. I didn't even realize so much time had passed during this webinar. It's been, it's phenomenal. We stuck around over an hour past how long we're supposed to be, and for providing such a quality offer. So, I want to say a big thank you, and I couldn't endorse this product any more highly. It's one of the best products going around on the market. It's probably the best offer in niche marketing that's there. I know that you guys are going to have tremendous success with this particular offer. So thanks again, Adam, and for being such a wonderful guest on today's webinar.
Thanks so much for having me, Mark. It's always a pleasure, and yeah, thanks, and looking forward to working with everyone who's joined NPC. So thank you again.
Cool. All right. Thanks, everybody, and take action with what you learn, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now, everyone.
Bye-bye, everyone.